Welcome. You're back. You're still kicking. You're trying to figure out the next stages of your execution to get a better life, to be more successful in whatever you're trying to do. So welcome. Let's do it together. So introduction. Right now, I'm trying to give you some specific tips that you can have throughout 2024 that will help you become more successful. And if you follow them to a T or in your own way, they will guide you to a better mindset and also better action. Inside of 2024 goal setting tips and action tips. Number one is going to be investing in yourself. So the number one question that I've been getting lately, you can watch my partnership with Upflip and my collaboration there, where they focused on a lot of my business sense and trying to figure out where I came from and how everything started. I got a lot of questions from people now that have asked me, how can I start? Where do I get off of E? Now, this is going back to previous videos where I tell you, you have to act when the emotion is strong. And when the emotion is strong, you need to start focusing on investment of yourself. Whenever you're trying to invest in yourself, think about the best possible thing that you can. Think about anything that you are trying to help yourself. So I can give you some examples. You're going to have a garage gym. You want to start doing some deadlifts at home. You want to start doing some bench press at home. You want to also have some dumbbells with you so that you can have easy access. Those things you should spare no expense for. Get the brand new one. That's going to make you proud to move around. Get those new running shoes. Get something that's going to get you excited. That is where you will have the most success, because your brain will intentionally say, okay, hey, we spent a lot on this. We're going to utilize this. And a lot of people end up having their self-talk talk them out of it. And they say this is a waste of money in comparison to that brand new iPhone, or in comparison to that nice vacation. You know, I understand those are things that will help you de-stress. However, that's not what this channel is about. So overall, my focus for number one is invest in yourself and spare no expense, because the first step in whatever industry that you're going to take is going to be focusing on the investment of your education or the investment of your action. You're going to say, how can I invest in this industry? How can I learn about stocks? How can I learn about trucking? How can I learn about real estate? The first step is taking those actionable steps. And when I say taking those actionable steps, going to the classes, going over to the additional mentorships, but not getting sucked into a few of them, because I know some of them are really crazy. But I would say getting the tools and the books. The first $500 to $1,000 that you have should get spent on those books that you should read, because by the books are going to make you honest. That's a guarantee. Whenever it's coming from a real estate or trucking perspective or a business success perspective, if you can read 3 books cover to cover on that industry, you know that you might be about it. You know that you might be serious, and you know you can take the next steps because you can be confident in the fact that you are taking action towards your goals. If you end up getting those 3 books and you don't participate and you want somebody to go and help you, that's where you need to change your own mindset in that effect. And your investment then needs to focus more on your self-education, because business owners or anybody who's trying to go out and get it is not going to have it handed to them. They will have somebody tell them how to fish, but at the end of the day, you're the one fishing. Number 2, pick small. When it comes to your lifestyle right now, you're sitting on the couch, you're watching this, you've been taking actionable steps, you've been maybe eating the apple versus the Hershey bar, you've been taking the run every day. Those are the things that I want you to stay focused on. The consistency, because the consistency in what you're doing is going to help you throughout this entire year. Your consistency is going to assist you in keeping that strong mindset and reaching those actionable goals. So what I mean by this is having those small habits adjust your outlook on your day and your life and your identity. Inevitably, what that does is it changes your perspective, the journey in itself. And so let me break that down really quickly. What your habits are, whether good or bad, are going to identify you. If somebody is going to be a guy who eats 6,000 calories a day, goes to McDonald's twice a day, who would you define him as? Versus the guy that goes to the gym twice a day, the guy that eats right, the guy that has solid abs, all that. What do you define them as? A hard worker. So you need to have that definition that you want written down. Put it in the mirror. That's what David Goggins does. He had it in the mirror right in front of him, reminding him every day he needs to be this. He wants to be this. This is who his real goal is, versus that little voice in the back of his head that is going to try and steer you away from consistency. And so in the habits, there's going to be encouragement for you into the consistency piece of your life. And those little choices repeated every day are going to prepare you for the success that is in store for you. So make sure you're picking small. Pick 5 things that you know you got to do every single day in order for you to get to your next level of business, health, relationships, psychological health, or emotional health, and write those down. It can be one for each of the 5 pieces. That's my first challenge to you guys. And number 2, in regards to the business sense of this, a focus on your education. I'm going to read 10 pages a day, guaranteed, on this cover-to-cover book of this industry I'm trying to break into. I need at least 15 pages a day. I need at least 10 pages a day. I guarantee you, if you compare it to how much time that you're spending on your phone, or even YouTube will explain it to you perfectly if you take notes, you can be successful. And I wish I had this in the past, in the 2010s, so that I could utilize more and more of these tools to my advantage. I mean, ChatGPT, I utilize it almost every single day. Number 3 is going to be find the right group to fight with. This is not a tag or plug, but at the same time, I'm trying to develop my own group as well of guys who want to be the executioners. When I tell them, hey, I need to achieve this goal, how many books do I need to read in order to achieve this goal? They're going to say as many as it takes. And because that's how I am, or type of people that I want to be surrounded with, who have the mentality of saying, I can get it done, and I can figure out the problem and solve it, or I can suggest these things, offer encouragement, and remind other guys that it is hard. That is what you signed up for. And so in regards to the environment that you're going to be around, this is the point that I have for number 3, is that domination should not be something traveled alone. A lot of people say success is lonely. I agree. At the end of the day, you're going to be the only person that's up in the morning trying to figure this stuff out. However, if you're hanging out with losers in your off time, you're going to become one. And so you need to reflect on that and think, who am I talking to in my off time? Because that little voice that's saying, oh, just let me hang out, let me chill, finally, I had a hard day's work. There's other guys like me who are going to say, hey, all right, I'm done with my 9 to 5. I'm done with my morning grind of my businesses. Now let me get to my secondary grind. The quiet time that I have, I can utilize that. Or I can emphasize my family, emphasize those important to me, focus on my relationships, focus on my family time. That is something that, as a leader in business, as a person responsible for others, it's required from you. And it's the choice that is either given to you off of happenstance or something that you have agreed to that you have to respect. And so you do that by starting off your analyzation of yourself. And so keeping those strict accounts is going to be key for you in regards to your life. Watch your environment. And that's going to be in some previous videos as well. I got you on your top 3 tips for 2024 that I have so far. I also got a couple of challenges mixed in. That here are my secondary challenges overall. Find a group specifically that you can grow with, whether it's a gym group, whether it's a local CrossFit gym. That's what I like to do as well. I'd love to do CrossFit because those guys keep me honest. They're going to say, I don't care how much work you've gotten done in business, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to try and outlift you, because they're competitive and I'm a competitive guy and I love that. Or if it's going to be people who hold you accountable, maybe it's something that's like, hey, we do a walk a day if you're on the older side. Or maybe it's something that you're passionate about, that you know you can be competitive in. That's the type of group that you need to be around, even when you do not want to, because grinders can only be lifted up by other grinders. Another one is going to be self-reflect. I express this all the time. Journaling and self-reflecting on the day. Get from the day as much as you can, put it away, and then get going again. I have my journal. I would say I write at least 3 times a week if I can, and if not more. And at the minimum, I got to write down every Sunday for church, just because I know that it's a consistent habit that needs to have consistent repetition in my mind, so I can continue to not only, 1, focus on where I'm at, but 2, be able to get better at communicating with myself. If you feel like in your internal dialogue right now that the sky is blue, I am sad, I feel this, I feel these feelings, I don't know what they are, start writing down. I guarantee you, it was going to be very hard initially for you. But when you can finally put those puzzle pieces together, start getting some additional diction, words, and vocabulary, you will be able to express yourself. You'll be less stressed out, and then you'll be able to finally have the answers for the questions that you're trying to ask yourself. So that's what I have for 2024, guys. I hope you continue watching all my other videos as well. You see, and my collaboration with Upflip. I think that here in the future, I'm going to have more collaborations, especially in the trucking space, hopefully in the real estate space, as I'm getting my first investment property, my first fourplex, which is going to be exciting. However, for yourself, make sure that you're trying to find those groups. Send me some DMs, send me some comments, whatever you want to do. It helps me figure out what you guys want to hear more about. But also, I am creating that mastermind group. If you want to be a part of it, send me messages. Let's do something. Collaborate. Action is key. I don't care who you are. The bottom line is, whenever I find people who are going to be driven You need to act on that now, or you will be washed aside by this culture that wants all of your mental real estate. So stay locked in. Best of luck.